And yet another mega political jolt to Uddhav camp in the crucial day one of the Maharashtra Assembly. The Shinde BJP government has won round one of the speaker polls. BJP MLA Rahul Narvekar is elected as the new Maharashtra Assembly Speaker with 164 votes, while Sena legislator Mr. Rajan Salvi could only bag over 107 votes. Remember, the post of the Assembly Speaker was lying vacant since Congress's Nana Patole stepped down in the year 2021 last February to become his party's state unit president. Now the Deputy Speaker, Zirwal, was in fact filling in the post till now.
सभागृहाचं कामकाज चालतं. आम्ही जरी सत्ताधारी बाकावर असलो तरी आपण आम्हाला झुकतं माप देऊन निर्णय करावेत अशी आमची बिलकुल इच्छा नाही आणि अपेक्षाही नाही. कारण आम्हाला अत्यंत पारदर्शक पद्धतीने राज्याचा कारभार चालवायचा आहे. प्रसंगी आपण मुक्तपणे नको पाहिजे ना, आपण मुक्तपणे निर्णय करून प्रसंगी मार्गदर्शक सूचना देखील करावा अशी अपेक्षा आहे आमची.
या राज्यातले शेतकरी, कामगार, कष्टकरी, महिला या सगळ्यांच्या समस्या सोडवण्याच्या दृष्टीने या ठिकाणी होईल आणि आधुनिकतेकडे नेण्याकरता या महाराष्ट्राला जे प्रयत्न मुख्यमंत्री एकनाथ शिंदेजींच्या नेतृत्वामध्ये या ठिकाणी शिवसेना भाजप आघाडी करणार आहे, मला विश्वास आहे की त्यामध्ये आपलंही मोलाचं मार्गदर्शन हे आम्हाला या ठिकाणी मिळेल.
All right, so there you heard reactions coming in from the Chief Minister himself, Mr. Eknath Shinde, as well as his deputy, Shinde-Fadnavis. Both the leaders, in fact, going on to assert, rather promise transparent governance after BJP's MLA Rahul Narvekar takes over as the new Maharashtra Assembly Speaker. Remember, the post was in fact lying vacant for more than a year now, with Congress's Nana Patole having stepped down in the year 2021 in the month of February, and now finally the state of Maharashtra has got a new speaker. It's Mr. Rahul Narvekar, who, remember, has won by 164 votes to emerge as the next speaker of the state assembly. And I'm being joined by a senior journalist, Ashutosh, live on the broadcast to discuss more on this. Sir, a very, very good afternoon to you, and thank you for your time to Mirror Now. How do you view this development? Because it's been, in fact, more than a week that, we've been covering the political developments taking place in the state of Maharashtra. And the two names that have constantly surfaced is one of the deputy speaker and the speaker. So if I may just start by asking you, what makes the role of speaker all the more crucial here?
Good afternoon, Pooja. I think the fact today is that the speaker is very important, and because the functioning of the legislative assembly, because his words are final. Nobody can question that. So that's why every political party in the government always wants his or her speaker. Second point is, I think the deputy speaker was already there. The speaker post lied vacant for almost more than a year. And so the question should be asked, why the BJP and the Shinde government wanted their own speaker to be appointed. And why I'm raising the issue for a simple reason. Because the governor's role, I think history will not judge him kindly. Because this is the same governor who for more than a year has not been exceeding the demands of the Thackeray government that the speaker election should be held. As you all remember, that Nana Patole, speaker of the assembly, he had resigned, and since then this post was lying vacant. And Uddhav Thackeray, they passed a resolution from this that the speaker election should be held with the bias vote, and it was sent to the governor. Governor did not agree to that because the governor said it should be done by the secret ballot. Then this governor's action was challenged in the High Court. High Court almost acceded to the Thackeray's demand. Then the High Court's order was challenged in the Supreme Court. So the last time when the Thackeray government wanted speaker's election to be held, in the same governor, Koshyari's office responded and replied saying since matter is sub judice, it is to be heard in the Supreme Court. So I cannot allow this election to happen. But as the floor changed, as the BJP Shinde was about to form the government, governor has forgotten his words, and he has forgotten that the matter is sub judice in the Supreme Court. So this shows that the partisanship of the governor of Maharashtra, how he has aligned with one political party.
All right, very well put out, like the way you said that in fact the matter is still sub judice in the court. Here I also want to ask you that keeping in mind that Rahul Narvekar comes from the BJP party, he's the youngest speaker that in fact the state assembly has got now when we talk of Maharashtra. But how do you think that here, the independent functioning of the speaker gets affected, keeping in mind that, there's a certain party affiliation and there's bound to be a certain kind of influence?
See, this matter will finally go to the Supreme Court because there are 3-4 things which has to be decided. First of all, I think the election of Speaker should also be challenged in the Supreme Court. The matter was sub judice with in the Supreme Court, how it was allowed to be held. Point number one. Point number two, there are the two leaders of legislative party of the Shiv Sena, one appointed by Uddhav Thackeray, another appointed by the Shinde faction. Secondly, there are the two whips. Now the issue is whose whip will matter, who will function as a leader of the legislative party. And since in this speaker selection, no whip is issued, so obviously anti-defection law will not work. But tomorrow, when the trust vote will be put before the House, it has to be decided which whip will work. And so there's a lot of technicalities there. I think unnecessarily the weakness and the confusion is being maintained. Supreme Court must have heard this matter, should have clarified the constitutional position, and only after that, the trust vote should have been taken. But since the Supreme Court has the matter to be heard on 11th of this month, so till then, even if they pass, even the Shinde government pass the trust vote, there will always be questions.
All right, Ashutosh, another final question from you here. How do you think this impacts the functioning of the Uddhav Sena team? Like, if I just ask you, what are the constitutional options, all the options available ahead for Uddhav Thackeray and team here?
See, if the Uddhav Thackeray team think that they will get some justice from the speaker or they'll get justice from the governor, I think that is not going to happen because speaker belongs to the BJP and the governor has been brazenly and blatantly siding with the BJP and has been working against the Vikas Aghadi government for the last 2.5 years. So the matter will go to the Supreme Court and the Supreme Court will decide and only then matter will settle.
All right. So clearly all eyes are set on the Supreme Court's final verdict. Thank you so much, senior journalist Ashutosh, for your precious time to Mirror Now. So that was Ashutosh, senior journalist, speaking to Mirror Now on how the election of this, in fact, new Assembly Speaker, BJP MLA Rahul Narvekar, further impacts the functioning of the state government and how, in fact, this can have an impact on Team Uddhav Thackeray.